Welcome to another episode of Modern Black Man Podcast. We are live, and I've assembled a panel of heavy hitters so we can fully dissect this Will Smith Chris Rock beef. I've got Tiff from the Tiffany Talks podcast. I got Siren from the Ish Siren Says podcast, the Shit Siren Says podcast, and I got the homie Big Doug from the Cursing Christian podcast. What's happening, y'all?
Hey,
Hey, hey, everyone.
I got a little shadow right now, but did y'all see this in real time?
So I
didn't see
didn't.
it real time.
I told you nobody watched that, man.
No, and that's
I literally just watched Beyonce perform, and that was it.
and that's what I thought was interesting about it, right? Nobody actually saw it in real time. We all caught it on social media and other media outlets. And I have to admit, the best media was the foreign media because it was unedited. I thought it was a publicity stunt. I didn't think it was something that really happened.
That's what a lot of people said.
When I first saw it, I thought it wasn't real. I was like,
I thought it was fake.
For some reason, I knew it was real. I don't know. It was something about the crackling in Will's voice and, the intense,
It was the
I think once I saw Jada's uncomfortable, like how uncomfortable she was, her face was, that kind of, I'm like, oh no, she was upset. She wasn't happy.
She was. And I think he thought about that thing like, I laughed at first, but let me make this right before I go home with this woman and gotta face her.
That had to be the longest drive home.
But you know what?
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she gave him some
sloppy toppy.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
I probably would have.
But did you hear what Tiffany Haddish said to her before the award ceremony was over?
What?
Tiffany Haddish told her to suck his dick from the back. It's what Jada Pinkett Smith she had to do for her husband standing up for her like that.
Listen.
And stand up for her.
Tell me.
I'm telling you right now, from here on out, if I'm with somebody and they don't smack the fire out of somebody, I don't care what the setting is. I don't care what's on the line. Baby, we can do Uber Eats together, deliver packages for the Amazon Flex. The hell with this job. You better have my back, okay? I don't care what's on the line.
Right. And I couldn't agree more.
That's crazy.
He made it look good. He made the whole husband thing look good. And I think that's a positive slice that we can take from this.
Yeah, but I think it's so much more that and I guess my heart goes out because I follow Jada a lot, and she has been very open and public about how this battle that she was fighting for quite some time secretly, behind closed doors, and she kind of gave us the reasoning behind the head wraps and everything, and to see her kind of blossom into this beautiful woman that she is now, that she's like, you know what, I'm just going to rock the head. I'm not worried about it. It's a part of me. But I could still, as a woman, especially a Black woman, I don't think people really understand the power of our hair,
right?
How powerful that is. And to go through it's different when a woman just says, oh, I'm just going to shave my hair bald and do it that way. But when you're forced to kind of have to go that route, it takes a different approach. And I think that this is probably one of those things that behind closed doors, both Will and Jada, he probably pumped her up like, oh, baby, go ahead and, rock it. Don't worry about it. Really gave her the pep that she needed to go out there on the red carpet and kill it like she always does. But we as women, we still, have that insecurity. And then for him to get on stage and kind of just like the first, it's kind of like, okay, you keep antagonizing.
And it wasn't funny. Can I add that? I did not laugh.
And the reason why
it was hilarious.
I think it's because maybe
I thought it was funny.
You did?
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was funny because what we're going to talk about first, I want you guys to finish your point because I've been doing media all day. And the first piece I do want to talk about is the power of the hair. That's what I have been edified with all day because I've been talking to people and I've been getting a lot of perspectives, and I have mine, but she's gorgeous, y'all. I do not feel bad for this beautiful woman being bald headed. I'm sorry.
Not at
So
all,
wait a
man.
minute.
I don't
So
feel
let me
bad for
stop you
her at
there.
all. I don't
So
feel
let me
bad for
stop
her.
you there, because we as women, even though outwardly everyone can compliment us and be like, "Oh, like Siren, you're beautiful," but if
Mhm.
Siren feels as though that there's something within self that she's just not, feeling the most beautiful, everyone can tell you, but until you know it yourself and can look in the mirror and feel confident, it's something else. So for you to say you don't feel her pain just because she's beautiful.
Yep. Isn't that
But here's
interesting?
let me
Isn't
ask
that
you, let me ask
interesting,
you,
right?
have you
And that's
met
what I've
have you
been
met anybody?
edified with today, because I've talked to so many women, and Black women specifically refer back to that. It's our hair. You don't understand, because I am blind to it, because I'm still attracted to her. It's not about me being attracted to her. It's about what you just said. It's about how she feels within herself. And then her husband being in that relationship with her, he is intimately acquainted with it. So the joke hit for me. I was able to laugh, and I was able to detach from her pain, because I am still attracted to her. So I want to talk about that first, y'all. What is that? Is that
the joke hit for Chris too?
Can I
Just
ask a
move
quick question?
away.
Have you ever met anyone who has lost their hair due to illness though?
Yeah, my
Okay.
mom.
Okay.
That's
You know
for
women
me,
like
like I said,
this.
it's not fun. It's not. It really did not laugh for me. Now I had a shortcut by choice, but I know people who choose children suffer from alopecia, and it is mentally draining on them. It is a lot. So it's not just hair. It's not just hair.
I want to
Especially
talk
when it's
about
not
it,
a
y'all.
choice.
Yeah. Siren, my lady was telling me about her aunt who has alopecia. And she was telling me about the pain that really goes on with that. How women feel that have alopecia. Telling me that it makes your skin crawl, your self-esteem, the fact that it's draining. I'm not insensitive to that, but I am beyond that, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think it's fair for her to have her celebrity and her status, and for her husband to be able to assault another celebrity without any consequences, y'all.
Well, wait a minute. She was verbally assaulted first, so let's
You
address
think
that.
so? Let's talk
Everybody
about it.
wants to talk about the slap, but
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that's a little overly
Let's do it.
sensitive, man.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, he
She was laughing.
He was laughing.
No. She did not laugh. He did an
No, she
awkward
was
laugh.
uncomfortable.
Hey, put the video on, man. Put the video on, man. She was
Roll the
laughing.
clip.
They
No,
both
he
laughed.
laughed
They
at
were
But
both
it could have been
an
nervous
awkward
laughter.
laugh.
It could have
was
been nervous
definitely
laughter.
a nervous laugh.
Yeah.
Just like after Chris got smacked, he did a nervous laugh too. So
Right.
listen, like everybody
Right.
wants to say, it's just jokes. Just be prepared for the repercussions.
Yes.
But like I had to tweet earlier, if that was me and I made a joke on somebody's grandmama and called her bald headed and ugly, y'all would want to tussle with me. Would you not? So it's not again, you guys are treating these celebrities like they don't have feelings and they are people.
And that's what we're talking about.
But does that
right?
also mean
How
they can
can we
move
be
with
so
with
sensitive?
all with does that also mean because they're celebrities they can do what they want when they want? Just because
People be out here fighting people's baby mamas
Wait a
and baby
minute.
daddies every day in the street and the police don't come arrest them. So
I mean nothing happened to him. He received no repercussion for that.
Well, the
None.
thing is that first of all, Chris Rock did not press any charges.
Why does he have to?
Why does he? First of all,
The police saw it happen.
But here's the thing. They also witnessed the verbal assault.
That's not a real thing.
It really is.
That's not a real thing.
Is.
That's not a real thing.
When you get assaulted, you can say, I don't want to press
minute.
charges, and the police will move on. They don't want that extra work.
Listen.
Yeah, but a report still has to be done. I mean, he literally walked back to his seat as if he walked up and gave the dude a handshake.
Hey.
He acted like he dapped the bruh up, like he didn't assault him, like he didn't.
Excuse me, let me just put this out here.
Yeah.
What they say, fuck around to find out. He said, keep his wife's name out your mouth.
Listen, you're gonna learn today.
That's not a reasonable
it's
reason to hit somebody.
So wait a minute. That's just like you. Now I raise girls, and I teach my girls that be careful of what you say, because even though the rule is like boys aren't supposed to hit girls, but if you are mouthing off and provoking and antagonizing, then you have to be prepared for what comes after that. I'm not saying that it's okay, but I teach my girls that don't just think that because, oh, well, he's a man and you're a woman. No, if you jump out there, be prepared because everybody not wrapped too tight. And I think Will on the right day. Y'all been playing with Will for so long, from the entanglement and all this other stuff. He just done had enough.
Thank you, Tiffany. We're gonna get to that point later. Yeah. He was pressurized, but I wanna stick to the hair thing, y'all. Why or how are we so insensitive to that? Because I fully intellectually understand that she has alopecia or a health issue and her hair is falling out. And as a person, I can empathize and understand somebody being maybe insecure or battling, struggling with a strong sense of self-esteem. Mm-hmm. But Will Smith assaulted another man while he was at work.
He got smacked a little bit. That man is fine.
You.
Okay. So
that's interesting.
That's an interesting dynamic. Essentially, what she just said.
And I'm sorry, all the problematic stuff Chris Rock has done.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
You can't.
They're saying it's karma, bro.
It's karma. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Karma is not something that happens in the same lifetime.
Why didn't Will slap August?
Right.
Because he was having sex with August. That's why.
They worked together.
He was in the same room.
So here's the thing with that whole piece. The difference is that we have to realize that the dynamics of their relationship and their marriage, everyone's like, oh, well, why did he do this with that? But if what's understood doesn't need to be explained. So if they have an understanding that that's what they do, how they do it, it didn't hold the emotional weight to the alopecia. So it's apples and oranges. You can't compare one like, oh, well, that's how he should have did it. No, they're okay with that. I think they was on the same page.
Doug, we're going to get to that as the third topic, okay? We're going to talk about these side relationships, polyamory, or whatever you want to call it.
That's not important, man. I don't, regardless of what a person doing, they see, that's what I'm saying. If we're going to keep on saying, well, he did this in his past or he did in his past, we could put all that to the side, because fact of the matter is nobody got slapped for anything they did in their past. Nobody got slapped for how
he berated them. We'll say berate.
We know that now. But that's
in 2014, he berated them in 2016, and his third strike, being line stepper, was in 2022.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 6 years, bro.
That those are incidents with this one person. And the point that we were going to make next was about this being pressurized, because we all know that Will, he had enough. We've been making fun of Will about polyamory or his open relationship. She's been talking on Red Table Talks about how he's not a good lover. I'm sure he's had movies that have flopped.
That's not what she said.
Why hit her then?
That's not what she said.
Like Jada fault. What you saying?
She did not say he's not a good. Yeah, that's not what she said.
The episode, first of all, did you watch the episode? Because I watched the table talk, and that is not what she said.
I saw snippets, and I heard Jada talking about Will and his love making.
Jada was talking about how when you're married or when you're dating someone, how you can't just expect your partner to know what you like.
Thank you.
That's what she said. She never said he was a bad lover. People turned and flipped that story so much. She never said that. And people shame that man and shame that woman so hard. And I'm not dick riding them, because at the end of the day, like I told you earlier when we were talking,
we got our own lives.
But I watched that show, and that is not what that woman said. And it was horrible to see people dragging them and saying that when she gave valid advice. That is very true for anybody who is dating a man.
And Siren, you're right. But either way, that's the point I was making, is that it pressurized the situation. Right, we misconstrued it. People ran with it, and
let me add this point. It's funny how people shaming him about the polyamory thing, but so many black men want to have multiple wives all of a sudden. But you shaming
lying about it. At least he being honest.
There are many men like that. There are many men like that. I'm not one of them, but I know too many guys that want to have more than one lover, and I can concede that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But let's get to that next point. We talked about the hair. I realized that there's a lot of power in that, and as a culture, we don't celebrate a singular beauty in hair. There's some that like natural. There's some that like synthetic or European construct. And I think that all of that adds to the point we're making now about it pressurizing Will Smith. There's a lot of stress that comes with it. And I don't know if you guys have kept up with this, but about an hour ago, he actually had an apology that includes Chris Rock. And he talked about how this is a part of the game. This is a part what comes with fame. And he needs to have, more or less, he needs to have thicker skin. I'm kind of summarizing it. If you check out social media, it's posted on all my channels. But I think he was pressurized, y'all. Do y'all disagree?
I don't care if he was.
I don't care.
I don't care if he was. I mean, in fact, you cannot give people excuses for putting their hands on other people.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, you know,
people gave Bill Cosby excuses for raping women.
When while he was in prison.
Before the trial in the 80s,
man went to prison, man.
And people still advocated for him to get out.
I mean, it's just like Michael Jackson or anybody else. Some are gonna believe it, some are not. I'm not talking about anything we can confirm or deny. All we know is that the man walked up on stage and hit an unarmed man and walked back to his seat and didn't get in trouble for it.
Why.
Wait, Doug, we're gonna get to that later. Let's talk about the pressure. Let's talk about causation.
Okay, so y'all talk about it.
What caused it though? We're gonna talk about that because I have a perspective on that.
He made the G.I. Jane remark. I mean, and I'll be honest. When I was sitting there watching the video and they were laughing at the joke, I looked at Jade and I was like, dang, she's still fine after all this time. And sure enough, as I'm thinking that, I see Will Smith get up and he goes on stage and I'm like, what is he about to say? Is he about to like make this joke a real thing? And nah, he made this joke like it hit him in the heart. It hit him in the heart.
But see, that is us again viewing these celebrities as if they have no emotions. Again, we don't know. I'm looking at it from his perspective, and I don't know when he's at home, like you said earlier, Chubby, and he's supporting his wife through that. I don't know with that, but I have seen people in my life who have alopecia, and I've seen that struggle, and it is mentally draining. So no, for her, it wasn't funny. And again, we keep having these comedians, they want to joke about anything and everything in all these select groups, and then all of a sudden it's an issue and people take issue. You set yourself up for it, buddy. So again, F around and find out. Now you found out, no, because like I said, I didn't personally find it funny. It wasn't funny to me. It was like all the other jokes he could have told.
I think that in comedy, there's an element of truth, right? And it was funny to me because she did look like G.I. Jane and she did look fine. She was fine to me. You understand? I was still attracted to it. So I didn't have an issue with it.
But again, this is going back to that male gaze thing. Oh, well, she's still attracted to me. Why? It doesn't matter what you think. We are talking about her mental health and her mental status. We don't give a fuck.
But her mental health, her mental health was not in question as far as we're concerned with her. Because she didn't say anything. She didn't say a word. She didn't run up and hit nobody.
Her husband defended her, and that's why these women are really behind Will Smith.
She didn't run up and hit nobody.
Wait a minute, she shouldn't have to because she has her man there.
What are you talking about? If Nicki Minaj did that, y'all would be like,
the ladies are saying
what type of chick she is.
He's getting so much wave.
Whenever you're with your guy, and I don't care whether it's boyfriend, children's father, husband, I don't care, Doug and Chubby, if I'm with y'all the years that we have known each other, if somebody disrespect me and y'all let it slide, I'm gonna whoop their ass and I'm gonna whoop your ass. And then
so I'm trying to get to you see, you hear what she just said? She said, I'm going to whip their ass. Like if you got it like that, so what's the...
If you force me to have to jump out there and not be a lady and stay classy, because see, at all times, it's for her to stay classy. Let Will handle that man.
He couldn't handle that another way? There's no other way to handle that?
We're going to get to that later. But
you can't think of two other ways, like any other way.
We can think of a lot of different ways.
I would have liked for him to maybe cut to a commercial, then whooped his ass, and then sat back down. And when it comes back on, then we just seen commotion and don't know what's going on. That would have been more tasteful.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it didn't go down like that, and it is what it is. I mean, the joke was distasteful. I don't think I didn't find it that funny.
I'm so thankful for you.
Can we be honest?
Good perspective. You're giving us good perspective. I like doing this because I don't expect us all to agree. That's why we're coming together, so we can share each other's minds. And it's such an interesting perspective that you have. Just like Tiff was saying, if we're working out together, if we're somewhere in public and someone disrespects Tiff, right? You already know we're gonna do something, right? But I want to keep the microscope on Will Smith. And as we evolve the conversation, he was wrong, y'all. He was not right. He was not justified. He violates man code, and I take exception to it. Yes.
Listen,
he looked weak, yo. He looked real weak. He looked real weak.
He has to go home to his wife. It ain't the men that's going to be there in that household with him while she giving him the stank eye.
But I feel like my wife would have said the same thing.
That's a good point. Why do we care what other men think of us? I care about.
Obviously, he did care what other men thought.
Will Smith
there we go.
Him some booty tonight?
Who?
Huh?
What's going on?
I'm sorry. Is Chris Rock cooking dinner for Will Smith tonight? Is he giving some booty? With the bills. He ain't doing nothing for that man. So no, his loyalty lies with his wife.
Right. He messed around and hit that lawsuit.
Care about man code. Man code mess.
It will be money well spent at this point. Lawsuits and all. Money.
I'm not trying to move too fast.
So you're telling me that,
but we are going to talk about how this is a violation.
One slap is worth a few million dollars.
Hell yeah! When it comes to death before dishonor, if you are with me and it's not like I was out and
in the dictionary only.
I know.
Death before dishonor in the dictionary only.
Death before dishonor. At the end of the day, I could see if it was a situation where she was out by herself and it went down and she goes back and tells him, but he's there in the moment.
He laughed at her in the moment too, whether it's a nervous laugh or not.
Regardless.
He saw his wife's disappointment, and that's where chivalry kicked in. I agree with you, ladies, that he defended his woman, and I think that was appropriate for their relationship.
I think he defended his ego.
Okay, so let's just go into the third point. Let's get to the third point. I think a lot of men are going to view this as a violation. I'll tell you where I began to get upset with Will Smith. He sucker punched a man. Second point. This man was
He did sucker punch him. He didn't see that coming.
He didn't see it coming. That's some good shit.
He didn't tell him. He didn't say. No. Think about it this way. Think about it this way.
If I'm at work, because
hold on. Let me say this. Let me just real quick, because my whole thing is, we talked about this earlier. Like, he was yelling up at the stage after the fact, right?
Right.
How hard would it be to say, you say one more word, I'm coming up there?
There we go. That's in code, though. That's in code.
That's in code.
Where did y'all grow up? Because I'm sorry,
I grew up in Compton, and I ain't never.
I'm sorry, but if you disrespect me,
I'm not hitting somebody that's
you got what you got.
I'm not hitting somebody that can't defend themselves.
Yeah, that's kind of
that was a bully move, bro. He was a bully for that, yo.
After you said what you said, first of all, when he came up on stage and knew that wasn't a part of the rehearsal, he should have already been prepared. Because listen,
Chris Rock said,
"Uh-oh." What? What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
Who plans to get slapped on national television?
Yeah, I'm hosting the Oscars and another man.
I'm sorry. Why are we preparing for my response? I don't care about you.
Right.
What code is
that? This is good conversation, y'all. This is good conversation. I think that Will Smith was inappropriate because the way I view it, not only did he sucker punch him, Chris Rock is working the Oscars. And then the third point, this is a two prominent black men on display in front of the Academy.
I think that's irrelevant.
Which is even more reasons why Chris should not have even went that route with the joke. Because first of all, we all know you laugh and joke about certain things, but when it comes down to people's mothers, their wives, their
children,
kids, certain stuff is just off limits. Like I said,
so why couldn't he just wait till he got behind stage, yo?
That's my point too.
What's wrong with that? Like, he got an award 10 minutes later, yo. He got the award.
Why are y'all so obsessed with that white people gaze?
Not obsessed with the white people gaze.
I don't even know what a white people gaze is.
I'm saying that they shouldn't have handled family business in public. I'm saying that he should have whooped his ass in private. I'm saying that him walking up and sucker punching him made him look soft. I'm saying Will Smith not being in control of his emotions was a problem.
I don't think anybody's color, I don't think anybody's pigment has anything to do with this conversation. If there was two white people, we'd still be having the same conversation. Fact of the matter is, he did sucker punch this person.
I'm just saying he sucker punched him.
No,
he sucker punched. He sucker punched a guy that don't fight. That's what he did.
Yeah,
that's like he just like the bully in high school that run off and hit the smart kid in class because he made fun of the one that got a D. Like, I mean,
making fun of niggas reading with their fingers.
You count with your fingers. And then he run off and hit him in the mouth. And then everybody in class sitting there laughing at the one that got hit in the mouth. But fact of the matter is, if that was you that got hit in the mouth, you'd be sitting there wondering why nobody's doing nothing about it.
And nobody has stood up for Chris Rock yet.
Chris wrote a check that his ass wasn't prepared to cash, and it's just
that is not in any law book.
Law comes down to my respect. Who can we do?
And I don't mean no disrespect when I say this, but
yes, you do.
So what? Yo, like what gives any man the right to hit somebody just because how a woman might feel?
Their mouth.
Like let she gonna feel some type of way. She gonna feel some type of way. Like nobody's that important that they deserve a law, that they deserve to get hit. Somebody else deserves to get hit over them. Like nobody's that important.
He's lucky that it's just a smack. I know people that have died for less.
Sure.
Right.
That don't make it right though. That don't make it right.
It's not right, but what I'm saying is thank God he just smacked him. Sometimes you just got to be real quick with the hand and just teach people, you're going to stop playing with me. It's just that simple.
I'm sorry, man. I would have hit him in the pocket.
At the end of the day, that's still a grown man. You're talking about up his children. They got years. This is not no new relationship. Like they got years in with each other. It's not cool.
It's something wrong with
sorry, but why is it man code? If you disrespected me, why do I care who think that you look soft?
Fight like a man. You can't hit an unarmed, unprepared man. He didn't know it was a fight. He was at work. His job was to tell those jokes. That's why it's such a violation.
He could have told any other joke. He didn't have to tell me things right there. Somebody's wife.
He's off limits, is what you're saying.
That's what no. What they're saying is she's off limits. That's what they're saying. They're saying that because she's a wife or a girlfriend, and she's off limits.
I get it.
She's standing right there,
but she's also a celebrity.
Exactly.
And just like you said, they have a history. That's why this happened. Chris Rock has disrespected his wife in 2014, 2016, 2022. The third strike made him hot. And I don't agree with Will Smith taking those actions.
He know where cuz live, man.
Yeah, he should have put his ass in private.
He could have met him on the block.
Public, so the response was public.
Thank you. Exactly.
Say it again.
This was public, so the response was public. You kept doing this on a public platform, so guess what? You cashed your check in, but you gonna get this L in front of everybody.
Let me share a story.
I really wish Will went to jail, yo.
Let me share a story. Have you ever beefed with somebody? Have you ever beefed with somebody and then they showed up to their job? That's a violation to me. If I'm at work, I can't be my street self in a professional environment.
I'll give you a good personal story.
Okay.
Somebody, this is a long time ago when I first had my child. This girl privately disrespected my child, so I publicly, in front of everybody in a mall, whooped her behind.
Right. But she wasn't at work, was she?
I just happened to catch you in public.
Hold on, you ain't talking about that bald head fat booty girl Keisha that worked at Foot Locker. You can go to the mall and get her, right?
I feel like we're rationalizing irrationalities, yo. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're rationalizing irrationality because essentially this man just had. I mean, because if he's apologizing, that means that he felt like he did something wrong.
No, he ain't apologizing. That's what
he did.
He apologized twice now.
But I don't think it was sincere.
He apologized to Chris Rock about an hour ago. He apologized to Chris Rock about an hour ago.
Now
he released a public statement, and like I said, it's on all my social media.
And he made it very clear. I apologize to everybody but Chris Rock.
That's because he was mad, though. That's because he was mad. He was in his feelings.
So now you think he's feeling warm and fuzzy, and
I think he came to his senses.
Yes, his pocketbook.
I think he came to his senses and realized what he's about to lose.
He's
about to lose that bag.
I served that smack.
Listen.
Yeah, he about to get served that check too.
Man, he should not have put Chris Rock in the position to take away. Chris Rock is in the position to where he can sue Will Smith, the Academy of Motion Pictures, security team, defamation lawsuits. He probably coming after me as a vlogger, and unfortunately,
Chris Rock about to own Peacock, yo. He about to own Peacock. He about to be the new producer of Fresh Prince, yo. Watch. Fresh Prince gonna be funny now. It's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be funny now.
Fresh Prince gonna be funny. We should be happy.
He disrespected his wife. He was in the wrong. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay, so wrong, right, or indifferent. The fact of the matter is, you cannot rationalize irrationality by saying because he did something in public, he deserves something else in public.
That's what they're saying.
That don't make it right.
You have to take the higher road. Why does it fall on him to take the higher road?
Well, ask Chris Rock that because he's the one that did.
Chris Rock didn't. He didn't retaliate at all.
He's the one that took the higher road.
Well,
he didn't say anything else about it. Yeah.
I think he was so shocked and embarrassed. He didn't know what to say or do. But I bet you the next time he hosts another show, he'll think very carefully about them jokes that he writing.
I agree.
I don't feel sorry for him at all.
But he did give a really good joke after the fact, though. Like, I mean,
what he said?
He said that it was the greatest night in television history.
Yeah.
Like, that made me laugh even harder than the original joke.
I'm just so glad that, because listen, as a mother, I was glad that we were able to see, because I tell my kids all the time, you better watch your mouth because there's always going to be somebody there that, they ain't for it. Now, this was a prime example. You run your mouth, it don't matter where you at. Listen, you better be prepared.
Come on, man. I mean,
so ladies,
I don't know about
it. Never occurred to you, maybe empathizing with Jada, that she should have stopped her man, that she could have protected Will from, I don't know, embarrassing himself, compromising the money, and possibly having legal implications.
Yeah, that's what my wife would have did.
That's what my gal would have did.
My wife said she would have did.
Yeah, but look at y'all tax bracket. Them little peanuts, you think they got money to blow? If we gonna blow
nobody wants to lose money. Nobody sit around trying to figure out how to lose.
Right. I'm not in his tax bracket. I'm not.
It's only a loss. It wouldn't be a loss to them.
Well, what about all the future money? Man. And what about the Smith estate? Because again, if I was Chris Rock, I'm telling you, Chris Rock's being very gracious about this. You're gonna see them in a movie in the future, but my neck would have been broken, my back. I would not have been able to.
You would have rolled around in
contractual obligations.
I'd have fell off.
I would have sued everybody. Boy, I would have got money. I'd have got paid.
I still feel like people are being very ingenuine to these people's feelings. Again, it's that robot, like Tiff said, we ain't in that tax bracket. Like I told you earlier, Shelby, we see people outside every day fighting over coochie.
Nothing.
Yeah. And you're right. We objectify these people, right? We make them like deities. We don't associate them as human. We don't humanize them.
Not at all.
Absolutely. I agree with that. But I stand on that point. I feel bad that Will Smith possibly empowered Chris Rock to take from him, and that's not a provider's mindset. That's not the way I think most husbands think. I think that as men, we're conditioned to protect our families at all costs.
But she was in no danger, bro. She was in no danger.
I agree with you.
My problem with today's society is we too sensitive, and we feel like disrespect is the same as danger. It's not the same thing, bro.
Yes.
I don't care what you say about my wife, yo. You put your hands on her, yo, you gonna die. Like,
you feel me?
But I mean, you can talk is cheap, bro.
Yeah.
Talk is cheap. You know what I'm saying? Just like what she just said. She said that she didn't feel like his apology was sincere because talk is cheap.
Because it wasn't.
Because it really don't necessarily mean nothing. You can say what you want to say about anybody you want to, but I guarantee you, get close. Get close.
So you can't play with people. Look, that's a matter of his heart. And you joking. Now, mind you, the whole country, everybody laughing and joking on there for years. Everybody's been talking about their marriage and all this other stuff. Like, give the brother a break.
Man, why don't he give himself a break and stop doing things outside of a normal wedding? Like outside of a normal marriage, like be normal.
Because everybody doesn't live in you guys' bubble.
What do you mean normal for me? It's not that hard. It's not that hard to be normal. It's not that hard to not do things.
We have to be normal to make y'all comfortable is the problem.
Comfortable?
What's normal?
Norms, traditional gender norms, and gender dynamics.
Not divulging all of your information in the bedroom to the public. That's not normal to do that.
They've never done that.
You can only expect people to make judgments if you tell them what's going on.
Well, just like she said, kids are off limits, right? And that's why I think they're subject to ridicule. It's not just their different relationship, but they're different children because their children grew up in I don't know what you would call
very
that.
Non-traditional parenting.
You talking about a gold spoon society?
No, I would just say
I don't know the word.
Their principles around. I don't know if you remember, like back when.
You're right, platinum spoon.
Yeah.
Platinum
spoon. But back when, like when Willow was like little, you know, it was like she was able to be very free, be an artist with her hair and with things that, you know,
Can we call her weird?
No.
I think some people probably would. That they allowed their children to kind of find their own way, whereas other parenting styles try to guide
actual parenting style.
Well, let's talk about that. Our parents are maybe overbearing or whatever you want to call it. They put us in the standard.
No. You do not.
And now in 2022, that's not the way. That it's true though.
So
our parents raised us differently.
I want to just throw in a point that I made earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Black people, especially, well, no, everybody, when it's their favorite celebrities and they're the normal look that we want to see of the relationship and the flexure culture and the honeymoon and fairy tale, we worship them. But when we have someone different, we demean them. That's why I said they don't need to be normal to have respect. That irritates me.
I agree.
We live in a society where we have different people. They have done nothing out the blue. They're not pedophiles. They're not rapists. They ain't doing nothing crazy. But like I said earlier, people wanted to defend Bill Cosby. They wanted to defend R. Kelly. But y'all mad at these people because they have an open relationship? Because they raise their kids different? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, real quick, because I just want to respond because matter of fact. Never mind. Go ahead. I just lost.
No, please do.
I literally lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Okay. But the marketplace of ideas here is really rich, and that's it. I think that we grew up in a box, a very narrow, traditional. I think some people would call it like Judeo-Christian, the white European construct of mommy, daddy, baby, right?
Well, my God, would you stop? Come on, man. Let's not go lying just for the sake of making conversation. You know, white people didn't make up marriage. Okay. So let's miss me with all of that. Okay. White people did not make up marriage. They did not make up a 2-parent household. They didn't make that up. So
but listen, we have traditional norms, and we see that they don't fit in the box. So, like Siren was saying, they are. I'm making the same point. They're prime for ridicule. We make fun of them and we disrespect them openly because I think that we see it as weak, right? We see it as a vulnerability. So we include ourselves and our opinions to try to bring them down or to just simply show them that we don't agree.
There it is. Here's my issue. Okay, so we live in America. All right. Yes. So freedom of speech is a real thing. Okay. I have the right to say what I want to say. Now, to her point, you gotta be willing to deal with the consequences of what you say.
Yeah.
I agree with that in its entirety. What I'm only stipulating the fact that putting your hands on somebody does come with a consequence in this country just as much as anything else that is under the law.
I agree.
So I mean, yes, I have to live with the consequences, say what I want to say, but he should also be faced with consequences for assault.
I couldn't agree more. They might take his Oscar away.
But
guys.
I feel like if this was a different couple, I'm gonna use, I don't know what age bracket y'all in, but I'm gonna use like people I know. They worship Ari and Moneybagg Yo.
Oh wow!
And I feel like if it was
you didn't say Beyonce and Jay-Z. She said Ari and Moneybagg Yo.
Worship them for some weird reason.
I don't like none of them.
Lil Durk in India.
Me neither. Lil Durk and his girl. And
who's
I
that?
feel like if the situation was
rappers.
Some rapper,
oh, okay.
Rappers.
Y'all know I don't know none of these people, man.
Look, I only know them by face. I don't listen to them like that.
No, none of these people.
Chicago and Moneybagg from Tennessee.
The last couple I knew of was Life Jennings and
Oh,
but
wow.
I think if the situation was slipped and switched and it was somebody like that, people would be behind them. That's right. He should have smacked that dude. I thought
you said Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats.
I'm screaming.
You're not gonna do my girl like that. Go ahead, Tyler.
I didn't hear what she said.
You are stupid.
You're trying to be funny. You heard what she said.
I mean, look. I hear what she's saying. She's saying we allow certain couples to get away with murder, and then other ones we judge.
And I feel like Will and Jada don't get away with it because they are out the box.
I mean, all the way out, though. I mean, they allow everybody in their business and then get upset when people have something to say about it.
Couples allow everybody in their business.
Tell me what my wife's name is.
I'm sorry to say, I know that I'm sure you have money, but you're not in the celebrity tax bracket.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You said everybody, though. You said everybody.
No, I mean celebrity wise.
But you didn't say that. You said everybody.
I'm sorry. Let me correct myself.
I'm just saying. I mean, language matters. So
you're right.
So if language matters, then Chris should have known to watch what he says because
we passed that already.
You know, I'm waiting.
But Tiff, we passed that already. I already agree with you that you have to be willing to live with the consequences of things you say.
So let's talk about the consequences. What do you think should happen to Will Smith? Do you think they should take his Oscar away? Do you think he should be banned for life? Do you think that he should get financial penalties? Should these charges get pressed?
Yes.
What should happen?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I think if Chris Rock was to really move forward and press charges, I think he will be the laughingstock of, at this point, just take the L and keep it moving. Like,
L can be lesson, not loss. And I think that what he learned is that he has power over Will Smith. Imagine this happening a fourth time. Imagine the Academy feeling bad and they bring him back and Will has an even better movie and Chris Rock wants to test him to see if he's really about this life. And now we have a real problem. I'm saying that that's what I would do. If you try to hit me in my damn face and I'm at work, I'm going to make you pay every day.
Let me answer. I have a better question.
If somebody walk up on you and you've been talking crazy and they walk up on you, at some point,
my job is to be funny and tell jokes.
Let me ask you a question. Tiff.
Are you kidding me? You gotta protect yourself at all times.
Chris Rock.
Come on. What do you mean protect yourself? He ain't in a boxing ring.
Chris Rock weighs 132 pounds. What you talking about? He's little. He can't fight. He can't fight Big Willie.
You can't protect yourself. You don't know you need to protect
Muhammad
yourself.
Ali.
Let me tell you something. Once he got to a certain point of being within arm's reach, he should have stepped back. He should have did something to. At the end of the day, I'm just not going to stand it.
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Richard.
You saw it? Yeah, Richie. He was nervous.
He was.
What can you do about it?
He wasn't nervous when he said it. So
I would have clowned him. I would have said, "You remember King Richard got his ass kicked a couple times in that movie, so he might have had a flashback."
Oh, that's what he did. That's why he said that.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm gonna need you to be all the way up on all of the content.
Come on, you know I don't watch this mess. I don't watch none of this mess.
I always want to stay.
That's why I don't feel like nothing's gonna happen though, because that's the most action the Oscars has had in a long time.
Man,
right? But do you think they should allow him back?
Yes.
Who? Both of them?
No, I will.
Because I think the viewers would just tune in just to see if another slap happens. So it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think for viewership?
Listen, I'm sorry to say it, but on a real honest level, like letting it go, like not on both sides of the line. Listen, the Oscars is not going to kick none of them out. That's the most action because people don't usually watch the Oscars anymore.
She got a point.
Guys, remember the Oscar was getting all that criticism because it wasn't enough diversity. And now they got black.
Now they got diverse now. Shit happening on the
stage. Man,
all kinds of nigga stuff happening on.
It's happening.
Like that good like family reunion drama, like like that's your cousin, but you really don't know them that well, but they still trying you. Okay.
Did y'all see Beyonce and Jay-Z's reactions?
I did.
Jay-Z looked horrified. Beyonce was just thinking. She was loving it. All the women were really feeling it.
I'm sure women probably
it was hot. It was hot.
Loved it.
It's hot.
I wouldn't be surprised if most women loved it. I just think that, like I said, from my standpoint, I thought it was weak.
Let me tell you something.
I thought it was weak.
At one point, I've always been a fan of both Will and Jada. Now, lately, I did start thinking, what's up with Will? He looking a little soft. But after that slap, he earned his respect. And I believe
if he slapped the game, then I'll think he's somebody.
Ooh,
but he slapped Chris Rock. I mean,
ain't nobody seen the game.
Sorry, but why do it matter? Who do I don't?
Because he slapped somebody that he knew wouldn't hit back, yo.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew that he wouldn't. At the end of the day, I don't know how many fights any of you have been in, but when you're in that moment of just like, at this point, I've made the decision that I'm going to put hands on somebody. You don't care how big they are, what they might do. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you do and just see how it works.
But I know, no. I'm going to say something on that.
I think it's the other way around, man. It's the other way around.
You from Compton, bro. I'm from St. Louis. You're going to get killed playing around with people like that. You can't sucker punch everybody like that.
I don't think he was playing, and I don't think it was a sucker punch.
And I don't think he was supposed to do it. I think
it's me, and this goes out to everybody dealing with Tiffany. If you disrespect me and I get close enough to put hand, listen, it's no warning. It's no like, stop playing with me.
But look, you gave a public service announcement, bro. Nobody else got that. Chris Rock didn't get that a couple weeks ago. He found out last night.
He fucked around and found out.
He grew up in the hood. He know how
Chris Rock from the suburbs. He from like Mount Vernon, like Diddy.
Yeah,
like
he's not.
Well, hey, listen, like
he's never lived this life.
If your parents say,
wait a minute, are you talking about
guess what the world is gonna teach you?
Are you talking about Mount Vernon, money earning Mount Vernon in New York?
I'm talking about. I'm saying he.
It's the outskirts of the Bronx. He knows. Stop playing.
Yeah, but hey, they got real good police protection at that street.
But not in the 80s and the 70s. But look. I think that there should be consequences, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they resolve or rectify this. I don't know if Chris Rock's going to be in Red Table Talks. I don't know if Will's going to start his own podcast or media outlet. But it's not over.
Everybody hates Chris.
Part 2.
I love that man.
I would love to see a Red Table Talk or whatever it's called. Yeah, I would love it.
This is a running trend. I feel like there's been a lot of situations with celebrities hitting their breaking points. I know there was the basketball player who yoked up that boy who was talking mess about his family. It was well deserved.
I don't
know if y'all seen that video.
What are we talking about?
There was a basketball player. I forgot his name and what team he plays for, but there was
NBA?
a young boy. He was in the NBA, and there was a guy in the audience yelling at him after the game, telling him F his grandmother, F his mother, something like that. And the man's grandmother had just died of COVID-19, and I guess that guy hit his breaking point, and he yoked that boy up and said, "What the fuck did you say to me?" So again, I feel like there's
you don't know what people dealing with.
I'm just gonna say from whoever it is, and I mean from my favorite person in the world, Steph Curry, to your favorite person in the world, LeBron.
There we go.
LeBron kick ass. What you talking about? I'm just saying, if you are willing to hit somebody, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what they said, you have to. Shouldn't even say you have to, because obviously you're willing to, but I feel like regardless of who that celebrity is, they should always be willing to pay the piper too. Because if I got to pay the piper, they should have to pay the piper. That's all I'm saying.
I can agree, but I feel like now we are really getting that understanding that these are not robots. These are not machines. These are people who eat shit and are going to die just like the rest of us.
We'll die.
They are still people. And just like we have our breaking points, our mental health struggles or whatever, those people still do it too. They still have it too. So, I mean, there still is a line of respect. And I get what you're saying. However, I don't be feeling bad for these people when they get yoked up by these people, because I understand. It's not funny. Everything is not a joke. It's not funny. And guess what? Life is not like that. Like I told my daughter, you don't get to walk around and say and do whatever you want. Like Tiff said earlier, somebody out there, be prepared, because somebody out there is not going to agree with that. And some of these, especially comedians, are getting hit with that. Just like we had the situation with Dave Chappelle. Everyone don't find it funny, bro. So, I mean,
what happened to Dave Chappelle?
It's getting to
the transsexual jokes he was making. And,
man, come on, man! Like, hey.
Don't get him started on that topic.
I should have brought it up because I know it's a lot for everybody. But I mean,
I'm involved in that, and we I have several shows, and some of these shows we talk about several aspects. Everybody has a right to life, and everybody has a fundamental right to be respected. So as long as we're doing those two things, we're good. I just don't agree where people get too sensitive. And I saw from Will Smith last night, I feel like he's gone whole milk. I feel like he's just been in Hollywood so long that he's lost something. But I respect everyone, and I want everybody to continue to be prosperous. Do you guys have any last thoughts or lasting impressions from all of this?
I just want to say, and I think this is a lesson to everyone, that you just have to be careful of how you come at people. Everything is not funny. Everything, your humor is not necessarily viewed as funny, and you then have to be prepared on how the other person receives it, because right now it's a lot going on. It's a lot, and we might think that because they have that status and the tax bracket that they're in, that they're really not dealing with stuff, but you don't know the type of issues or problems that they might face on a day-to-day basis. And then you say that one thing that just might be the straw that broke the camel's back. And then, not even so much something to happen to yourself. You might say something to somebody that might be the reason that they might try to commit suicide or something. We just have to be kind to
the fact that Will Smith rode for Jada so hard after all that they've been through is quite revealing. I think that's a very poignant point that you make. You don't know what people are going through, and the straw that broke the camel's back can be anything. But our words certainly have power, and I think that someone like Chris Rock might have learned that firsthand last night.
Yeah, if I would say anything, I would say you got to know your audience. All right, so I'll give credence to that. You have to know your audience. Obviously, Chris Rock found out the hard way. But
I think you're taking it serious right now.
Yo, he found out the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
The hard way.
Sometimes you're gonna get slapped for things that you think. But I stand firm in my thought process that nobody deserves to get assaulted, and I believe that whether you are on screen or just a normal schmo like myself, you have to the law is law, and everybody should be under it, and nobody should be above it. And I feel in this situation we found out that our local governments feel differently about Brian versus how they feel about Will Smith. Brian isn't allowed to hit nobody.
Right.
And if he ever hit anybody, he gonna go under the jail. Mm-hmm. But as long as it's Will Smith, we'll listen to his story.
Man,
and so
Slick Willie, baby.
You know what I mean? So that's
you know what? I think he's justified. Let me tell you something. Everybody knows if you provoke somebody, and regardless of what it looks like, you might say, oh, it's just a joke. But if that is what prompted me, because everything is cause and effect. Yeah. It's not like he just ran up on stage and assaulted him. No, he was.
But it's a good point. I have another personal situation that I went through like that. So I threatened to beat somebody's, you know what?
Yeah.
But they had been they didn't say that they were going to assault me, but they had been harassing me, and I had asked them to stop contacting me. So I threatened to beat their ass. This was when I was in high school. A police officer came to our high school because the person reported it. And do you know what the police officer said? That there was nothing he could do about it because I was provoked. That is literally what he said. He said, you provoked her. So
isn't that Rittenhouse? Well, no, Rittenhouse got off.
He had proof, and I even admitted it. Yes, I said that, and yes, I had plans to come in here and whoop her behind. And he literally sat there in front of me, the young lady, and the principal, when this was in high school, and literally said that she was provoked. So why would you keep bothering this young lady? She asked you to stop messaging her. She's asked you to stop calling her and bothering her. She told you she was gonna whoop her behind. Go ahead.
Well, it sounds like he gave a logical point to a situation before it got out of control. That's what it sounds like, and I'm okay with that, because
you're okay with that.
Essentially, what he did was he stopped it from happening and he told y'all what would have happened if he hadn't stopped it. But
so cause and effect is where I think the ladies are making me more aware. And Doug, as you know, our First Amendment right does have limitations. We can say what we want to the extent that it doesn't hurt others. So if I yell,
fire, you got to find that, bro.
If I yell fire,
that's not the same thing.
I'm about to say, y'all know I'm in Florida.
That's not the same thing.
Hold on. The Supreme Court actually ruled the limitation to our First Amendment right. If I yell fire in a movie theater and it leads to people being trampled, that's the limitation of our First Amendment.
But do you realize what's going on when you're yelling fire?
Tell me.
You're actually creating a threat. You are threatening them at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not. Look. I'll say like this, and like I said, one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was a joke or whether it was a serious statement, like Siren is talking about, that's not the question at hand, and it shouldn't be the question at hand. The only question at hand is, when does a person have the right? Right, that's the word I'm looking for. The right to put their hands on someone else. Even if you had yelled fire, I don't have the right to sock you. Right? I don't have the right to sock you. Now I could.
Hold on.
I could call the police and say, you know what I'm saying, this dude was yelling fire, and you're more than likely going to go to jail for that because you're actually threatening everyone in the room. Okay, that's a threat, regardless of whether you said my name or not. Once you say the word fire, you're putting everybody else in harm because they don't know if it's true or real.
Okay.
So things will go awry. But
that's what I'm saying.
So if you yell fire and myself or my loved one is hurt in the chaos from you yelling fire, and I jump up and jump on you, you're saying that I'm in the wrong? Because the reaction to what you did caused me to jump on you.
And I would just about guarantee you, in any state, he's going to jail, and you're going to jail too.
We're talking about general First Amendment rights. We're not talking about violating another man or assault. I'm saying the Supreme Court has established limitations of our First Amendment rights. Chris Rock was in the proper venue where he should have been telling jokes. So you can draw a bright line. Will Smith is still in the wrong.
And according to what you just said, he didn't break the First Amendment.
To be treated like we would regularly be treated.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That he violated another man. He shouldn't have put his hands.
I don't think I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if it was a man or woman.
It's so focused on what
Brian made that one up. Don't listen to that one. That's not a code. It's not a code to decide. The fact of the matter
is, it's the code not to sucker punch somebody. That's some bitch shit.
No, it's weak.
Listen, if I become a man another life, I'm sorry. If a man disrespects me,
I'm saying if you fight me, you have to fight like a man. I'm saying if you blindside me, I'm coming back with you, and it's escalated. It went from a fist fight to a gunfight. Is what I'm saying. To be 1,000% clear.
Chris Rock didn't escalate nothing.
Exactly. He didn't. He was very gracious.
I think he practiced restraint. He practiced restraint like Will should have.
Bad after. So here's the thing. I think that he felt bad after he saw that Will was really serious, and it struck a chord when he started yelling, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And he said it twice. And each time that little crackle in the voice, I said, oh, he's serious. And then Chris said, I will.
I won't. He's like, I will. He said, I will.
Like, you got it.
I hear you. And I mean, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Just like, if you was running your mouth at your mom and then she ran off and slapped you in the face, you ought to said listening now you're taking it all in because if you're paying attention to what's going on. I'm not saying that he should have said anything. If you said it wasn't funny, it wasn't funny. If Will Smith said it wasn't funny, then it ain't funny. But he doesn't have the right to put his hands on somebody.
Chris Rock is a better man than I am because, like I said, you play with me like that in my job, bruh, and it ain't gonna be no end to you. I'm telling you, like, I'm just being transparent. I'm gonna do something. I ain't gonna
punish Will, bro.
Man,
Will wanted all the smoke in that moment. He was not playing, and Chris should have known to duck, bob, weave, whatever he needed to do.
Plus, it wasn't his first rodeo. You've been keeping as a friend.
You see the man walking up to you, not smiling, like some type of indication should let you know, like that comment that you just made, you went too far. I mean, it's just that simple.
Can't know that somebody's gonna hit you on national television. You can't know that.
I'm sorry, but if you are, why am I warning you about my attack? I don't care how you feel.
I'm just saying you can't know that. There's no way you can know that.
But you see what they saying? They want blood, bro. They said at the end of it all, no mercy.
So essentially, what y'all also saying,
y'all always talking about, why would you do that to him? He don't did this mess. You want me to sit over here? It's okay. No.
But they were just words. But I hear you.
No,
just words.
I just feel like there was.
He was
still
words.
Feelings are feelings. But facts don't care about your feelings.
He said G.I. Jane too, and that set him off. Like you said, Tiff, you don't know what people are going through. Siren, do you have any last thoughts before we break?
No, I can't. Just that. Look, everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Chris. Look.
Not me, Chris.
Hey, yeah, I bangs with you.
Not me, man.
We're gonna see more from this, y'all. So let's come back together and you know, when this evolves, I want to come back to the table and have the next conversation, y'all.
Let's do it.
Until then,
as always, it's a pleasure.
All right, you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Bye.